Welcome to the Weaver Sews. I'm Daryl Lancaster. Zippers in outerwear are definitely a thing. The modern zipper was invented more than 100 years ago, and it has made getting in and out of a garment effortless. My 800 zippered vest pattern takes advantage of this type of closure, which can be mounted on the binding that finishes off the front, creating a clean look on the front of the garment. There are 3 types of jacket zippers, as opposed to a dress zipper, which doesn't come apart into 2 halves. This zipper is a one-way separating zipper. The tab starts from the top and unhooks at the bottom. There is only one tab. There is a 2-way separating zipper with a tab at the bottom and at the top. There is also a reversible separating zipper, which can be opened from both sides of the garment. Convenient in this sleeping bag, which needs to be zipped and unzipped while in it. Technically, this type of zipper could be used in a vest that's reversible. But in my 800 zippered vest pattern, the construction techniques that I use would mean that the tape would show on the outside if the vest is reversed. There are a lot of places to purchase separating zippers: online, big box retailers, and dressmaking tailoring suppliers. I buy mine from wawak.com. I'm not being sponsored by them. I just buy a lot of my supplies from them. Zipper teeth can be from metal or plastic. I've found that zippers with plastic teeth tend to buckle and not lay flat. I'm more of a fan of metal. There are lots of metals to choose from and different zipper lengths. I'm a fan of the antique brass finish instead of this shiny gold. There are also antique nickel jacket zippers, which is a dull silver color, but they don't come short enough for my needs, at least from my supplier. Many separating jacket zippers start at 24 inches or about 61 centimeters. For my 800 vest, because I usually roll back the collar, I like my zipper to stop around the yoke line or just above, so you don't see the zipper tape when the neck is open. For this 800 zippered vest, I will use an antique brass separating zipper that is 20 inches or 51 centimeters long. Wawak.com has a little zipper size chart in its catalog to help with selecting the right size zipper teeth. I like the 5mm antique brass one-way separating zipper. Measure across the teeth with a metric ruler. This is a number 5 zipper, meaning the teeth measure 5mm across. Installing this type of zipper in my 800 zippered vest requires a bit of spatial gymnastics, but I'll try to talk you through it. The installation itself is pretty simple. It's getting the correct half on the back of the correct side that requires some thought. In the previous video, we trimmed the entire perimeter of the vest with a bias strip, mitering at the corners and joining together in the center of the lower back. Keeping the binding open in the center front gives us a convenient place to attach the zipper to keep the front clean. I'm going to start with the left front. That means the front that covers the left half of you when worn. I'm going to attach the left half of the zipper onto the binding on the lining side of the garment. Here is the left front of this vest, and I'm going to open out the vest so I'm looking at the lining and the binding is pressed away from the garment. I lay the entire zipper face down on the binding of the lining side of the left front. Figure out where the zipper should be positioned. How close to the bottom edge do you want the zipper to be, and where should it stop at the top? Place a couple of pins to keep the zipper temporarily attached to the left side of the garment, and then unzip the half with the zipper tab, setting it aside. Carefully pin the left half of the zipper face down onto the binding with the edge of the zipper tape flush with the seam line that was created when the binding was attached. This is assuming that you stitched the binding on a 1/2 inch away from the cut edge. I have the top of the zipper tape just above the yoke seam. This is a 20-inch zipper instead of the 18-inch I was using on a previous vest. This little tab of tape at the top, though, is a bit unsightly when the collar rolls back. So I fold that little piece of zipper tape back under itself in a 45-degree angle and secure it with a pin. Once the zipper is stitched on, I will trim away this little piece of plasticized end. Don't try to attach the zipper tape to the garment with pins in it. It will never be smooth. I always hand baste my zippers in first. Run a basting line through all layers, attaching the zipper securely to the garment so you can remove the pins. Use a zipper foot and machine stitch 1/8 inch or 3 millimeters away from the zipper teeth through all layers. There is a small change in the weave structure of the zipper tape, acting as a guideline, making it easy to follow. Make sure to back stitch at both ends and go very slowly over any plasticized ends. Stitch again very close to the edge opposite the zipper teeth, making sure to catch in the top triangle. Remove the basting. Then trim the plasticized protruding end of the little triangle at the top. Here is the challenging part, getting the two halves of the front to line up perfectly. First, zip up the zipper so both halves are attached. Bring the two halves of the fronts together, center fronts touching, front face of the garment facing up. You won't see the zipper, it's underneath. What you will see is the binding strips waving at you. Peek between them, and there's the zipper teeth. You can slip a piece of cardboard between the front and back of the garment so you can stab into it with the pins. Make sure that the lower edges, the collar, the neck, and the yoke seams all line up. Place a series of anchoring pins stabbing into the cardboard to keep the right half of the zipper tape in place on the right half of the garment. These will be adjusted later. Carefully unzip the zipper and replace the stabbed pins so they securely grab the front and the zipper. Really? Open out the garment so the lining side of the garment is now facing up. Adjust the pins so the edge of the zipper tape is aligned with the binding seam, same as we did for the left side of the garment. Again, fold the top of the zipper tape under at a 45-degree angle to secure. And again, hand baste the entire zipper in place. It wouldn't hurt to zip up the zipper and recheck that all horizontal edges and seams are aligned. As we did for the left side, using a zipper foot, stitch 1/8 inch or 3 millimeters away from the zipper teeth through all layers, following that little guideline on the zipper tape. Go slowly over the plasticized end. Stitch to within 3 inches or 7.5 centimeters of the zipper slider. Leave the needle in the fabric, lift the presser foot, and carefully pull the zipper slider up past the presser foot. Lower the presser foot and continue stitching. Stitch again very close to the edge opposite the zipper teeth, making sure to catch the top triangle where the zipper is folded at a 45-degree angle. Remove the basting. And trim the little exposed end from the 45-degree triangle. And that's it. You have a working closure, and the only thing left to do on this vest is finishing the binding by turning it under and then decoratively stitching it down the front the way I showed you in previous videos. I will say that this silhouette, my 800 zippered vest, is one of my favorite patterns to make, and I'm slowly building a wardrobe full of them. And now I have 2 more. I'm Daryl Lancaster for The Weaver Sews.